Hey guys, it's Pat with Joe Mine 57 coming back at you. Want to talk a little bit about retirement, or really what retirement isn't today. Now, I'm basically talking to the 40 plus people that are 40 years old and older, but if you're in the 30s, even if you're down in your 20s and you're seeing this, listen to what I'm going to tell you because this is going to help you out in the future. When I was growing up, there was this idea of retirement that you'd go to work for 35, 40 years doing something that you enjoyed. No, let me take that back. Back in the day when my folks were bringing us up, we understood that you got a job. Whether you liked it or not, you stuck with that job because the principle was you get together with one company, you're loyal to that company, you give them 35, 40 years of service, and then at the end of that time, they give you a pension and a gold watch, and you're down the road. So when I was a kid growing up, I always thought retirement meant, you weren't working anymore, you just sit around and do what you want. See, I grew up in Orange County, California, and I grew up actually right next door to one of the largest retirement communities in Southern California, Leisure World Seal Beach. And so growing up, I saw all these older people that would go and eat dinner at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so they got the discount. Always standing in line at the grocery store buying 3 or 4 things and had a stack of coupons because they're trying to save money. And I'm going, wow, I guess that this is what life is all about. You work your butt off all these years to make this money, and then you have to pinch pennies when it comes time to live outside of the work environment. So I did like everybody else. Well, not like everybody else. I was an underachiever in high school. I never really applied myself, so a shot at becoming a lawyer or a doctor or something in the professions where I could count on making a lot of money growing up, that pretty much wasn't in the cards for me. So I knew that I was going to be a blue-collar laborer. I worked sales. I worked in factories. I was a blue-collar guy. I was the guy that would go out and get dirty during the day and come home and try to clean up at night and put your feet up and relax until you go back and do it again the next day. So the only thing that I could think about was doing my time until I got to a point where I didn't have to go into that job anymore. Because let's face it, what is a job? A job is a place you have to go to for a set number of hours that gives you some money. And if you don't show up, you're not going to get any money. And if you don't have any money, you can't put the kids in school, you can't buy the new car, you can't go on vacation, you can't pay your mortgage. And so, you know what? You're pretty screwed. So I did the thing. I worked. I ended up getting hurt, so I ended up retiring early, which was cool. Spent a couple of years doing absolutely nothing, going and playing golf whenever I felt like playing golf, going and playing tennis whenever I felt like playing tennis, and hanging out with my friends. And then all of a sudden I realized that, taking a little from this fund and a little from this fund, pretty much, everything that I had saved all those years was slowly but surely disappearing. So I knew the time had come that I had to do something. And that's where a lot of you guys are going to be. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about setting yourself up for retirement. If you're in your 40s, a lot of the companies nowadays have gone away from traditional retirements and have gone to 401k plans, which are great. But what happens if the stock market takes another dump like it did in 2008? Okay? Everything you got could be wiped out in a minute. So what I'm saying is you got to start hedging your bets. You got to start looking for ways to protect yourself. Now, the most common thinking today is if you really want to retire and if you want to be one of those people that don't ever have to work again, you better have a lot of money in the bank, or you better have some investments or assets that are bringing in a paycheck every month that's going to keep you to equal to or greater than what you were making on your job. If not, you know what? You may have a future as a greeter at Walmart. You may end up at one of the fast food restaurants. And I don't know about you guys, but that's not something I want to do. So what I'm telling you right now is what you want to do is start looking at investment opportunities. For me, when I was growing up, discretionary cash usually came to the amount of money that I could take my sweetie out for dinner one time a month, or maybe go play a couple of rounds of golf with my buddies during the month. But other than that, I didn't have discretionary income. It all went to pay bills. So if you're one of those guys that just paying bills and you know that you're going to get a paycheck in a couple of weeks, think about this. How many companies today are getting people at the 20, 25 year level and then coming along and saying, hey, you know what, we're downsizing, we don't need you anymore. Here's all the money that you've put into your retirement portfolio. Here's a handshake, have a great day. And you're out the door without the gold watch. Okay? So that's what we're going to be exploring here over the next few sessions. I'm going to try to keep this short. I know about 5 minutes is where everybody's attention span is. It's about as long as I can talk and make stuff up as I go along. But hang in there. We're going to explore it more. We're going to start looking at some options. We're going to start talking about how today is different than when we were growing up. So until next time, guys, be smart, learn about money, learn about investments and economics, and we'll see you on the next video.